What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building. We got some breaking news. Luke Rockhold has been offered Sean Strickland as his next opponent per Dana White. Um, this is interesting. Sean's coming off that victory over Uriah Hall. Looked really good. Proved me wrong. Rockhold is coming off a KO loss to the light heavyweight champion of the world in Jan Blachowicz. He hasn't fought since, I think, 2019, right? So it's been a minute. Sean has been active, and even before that, Rockhold hasn't fought. He's 36 years old, but he's a former middleweight champion. And to Luke's fairness, his last middleweight fight was against Yoel Romero, and y'all know how highly I think of Yoel. I think Yoel beat what's his name, Robert Whitaker in the second fight. I thought Yoel beat Adesanya, so I respect Yoel a lot. And I do consider Yoel the at least the uncrowned king and obviously the people's champ. So I even thought Yoel beat Costa too. So I don't think there's no shame in losing to Yoel. I think he's one of the better guys, in middleweight history. But with Rockhold, he was the number two guy, or at least the number three guy in the middleweight division. That's what he was ranked after he got knocked out by Blachowicz. So I still respect Rockhold as a legit middleweight guy. We haven't seen him fight a middleweight in a minute. His last one was against David Branch. I know some of y'all might think David Branch is a bum, but hey man, David Branch knocked out Thiago Santos, so he's not a bad fighter. He has some wins, but yeah, it is what it is. It's not looking too good for Rockhold. I think this is a really hard matchup, and a really interesting thing is these guys have sparred before, so I don't know how well the sparring went. I don't know. We never know. This is just a name getting sent to Luke. I don't know if it's gonna be signed on pen and paper, but you never know what happened in the sparring rounds and who won what, and it doesn't matter at the end of the day. But you just sometimes you never know. But I think Rockhold does have a grappling advantage. I would give him that. Rockhold in the striking from what we've seen lately. I mean, against Blachowicz, he looked good, but he looked bad when he was trying to wrestle. So I wouldn't even give him a wrestling advantage. I would just say overall grappling game. I would say that. I don't know if he can take Strickland down. We haven't seen besides Brendan Allen. We haven't seen him fight a real legit grappler. So we don't know how well Strickland's takedown defense is. And Brendan Allen forgot that he was a grappler and just only wanted to strike. So it is what it is. So it's an interesting aspect. Like it's really hard to pin down how the fight's gonna go. If even if it does happen, who has the real advantage? Rockhold. But back to Rockhold, we've seen his holes, right? Obviously the hands, right? But he's working with Jason Perillo a lot. But he was working with Jason Perillo even before the Blachowicz fight. So it's like I know people bring that up, but he was working with him. He has great coaches: Javier Mendez, Henry Hooft, Jason Perillo. Those are all-star coaches. It's just a tendency that Rockhold has, and there's nothing wrong with it. But at the end of the day, I think Rockhold has made some legit adjustments and has fixed up a lot of some defensive deficiencies in his game, and I honestly do think I don't think Rockhold has a bad chin. I just think he gets hit like by some of the heaviest hitters, right? Blachowicz knocked out fucking y'all boy Dominic Reyes, and he's knocked out some legit guys. So I don't think there's no shame in and he just beat Adesanya. So I think there's no shame in losing to him. And Yoel, he kills people with his power. So there's no shame with that. But I don't know. It's gonna be a really interesting fight. But if I was to pick somebody, I think I'm leaning towards Rockhold. I don't think Strickland has enough power to hurt Rockhold. And I think if Rockhold plays the fight really smart, he lets the fight comes to him. I think Rockhold can, win this fight. Not only just on the feet, but I think he can win it in the boxing range. Actually, I really do. I think Rockhold has been making some legit improvements, and I think we're gonna be surprised how good he looks on the feet because he's one of those guys. It's like he doesn't necessarily age like everyone thinks he does. Like he's 36, yet he looks like a fucking monster, and he's always improving, right? So it's hard to say because of his fights, but if you go really look at it, like Rockhold has fought, I mean, elite competition, and nothing against Sean Strickland, but Strickland, Jack Marshman, fucking Brendan Allen, those guys are. Well, Brendan Allen's a good fighter, but Jack Marshman, like, you can't really judge him off of that. Uriah Hall might be one of his, I don't know, it might be his best win ever. He's lost to guys like Ponzinibbio. Zaleski dos Santos. So, he's felt defeat before. It's gonna be really hard to judge who's gonna straight up win this, but I'm gonna ride with Rockhold just because of resume. And yeah, I know he lost his last fight and he got knocked out, but man, look at the guys he's losing to. He's not losing to bums. Zaleski dos Santos is a good fighter. Don't get it twisted, but these guys aren't like championship, caliber fight. I love Ponzinibbio, but Ponzi ain't that. And Zaleski ain't that. I love those two guys, but that's not what they are. So at the end of the day, I'm probably gonna ride with Rock, and I'm a Rockhold fan, so I'm a roll Rockhold in here. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do not forget to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. Love y'all and goodbye.